I mean, I say it all the time and I believe this. I don't think it's in a textbook. So I don't think the script is in a textbook. We're flipping the script and flipping the balance completely by changing the equation by choice. It is definitely not in a textbook. The things I learned the most at Columbia University was the experiential, meeting the most interesting people from different parts of the world. And one day I would walk into the dorm and hear a pianist like playing Beethoven's, a concerto, or I would go on the quad and hear someone orating Shakespeare, or there were athletes, there were scientists, there were people from all over the globe, from all parts of the world. That's what I found the greatest life lessons for me, were those experiences. Did I learn, I studied psychology. I did understand, I learned about behavioral psychology, how you reward good behavior. And I think that's very interesting today, is how do we create systemic change and reward respectful behavior? We're not even talking about good behavior. Be respectful and bring everyone, that's what inclusion is all about. And that is not something that you can define, oh, we're going to have a culture of inclusion. No, you can't say that. It's not in a textbook. You need to experience that. The changes come from the heart, not from the head. So I learned a lot. I think education is so important today. I also think that contextualization with education matters a lot. So if you're going to university, you're going to business school, having an internship, a fellowship at the same time helps you process what you're learning from a textbook and apply it to real life examples. So I think that's a very good hybrid combination, which in COVID, we're starting to see a lot. In-person classes, if that's happening, but also virtual courses, and the flexibility to pick and have access to more courses, I think is a great way to dimensionalize a human being.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely relate and resonate with that, because my university was, I think 90% of our students were international. And that's the best way that I learned about, my course was global business management, but actually the people was what really gave me the insights, which you can't learn unless you go and live in all of those countries and interact with all of those different people, about truly how the world is globalized and how people do, what different cultures, have. And also what you're sort of saying in there about the experience, because yeah, definitely, like the best way is to take what you're passionate about and use your university as a time to just experience and make those mistakes, because once you commit yourself after uni, it's harder to go back and then switch gears and change. So I love that. And I think, yeah, I hope that's the way that the education system will change from this crazy time that we find ourselves in. So
Well,
after.
I also think I just want to go back, because this is such an important point of, I'm calling it proximity ship, where, we often judge a book by its cover instead of spend 5 minutes with someone you don't know. And I think this was what my greatest benefit of going to university, leaving my home, being independent, having to learn how to be independent, depend on myself, bring others into my circle. You create these, families, but it was spend 5 minutes with someone you don't know, and you are going to learn so much. They might not be your best friends. They might be your best friends, but you're going to grow, you're going to evolve, you're going to stretch. And so you don't even necessarily need to go to all these different parts of the world, but you need to know what the values, the cultural nuances of people from around the world. And oftentimes you find that we share most of the same values. And then it's that point of differentiation that if you embrace it and bring it in and surround yourself with people not like you, that's when you look back one day and say, wow, look how far I've come. Look how much I've grown. Look how far I've stretched myself, pushed myself, and my, my head like blows up with amazing new dimensions that I never would have experienced before.
100%, 100%. That we are so different and diverse in as a species, and we cannot just surround ourselves with the same. And the internet is really one of the best things about this particular time, to have that school of thought as well. And actually, it's sometimes it's scarier to think, let me talk to an absolute stranger for 5 minutes, to break that comfort zone. And it's so important to challenge yourself and find commonalities with, people, with humans essentially. So I love that, and I definitely agree. Listen to more insights on the Mission Makers podcast through Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.